Hey guys, Infidel 1258 here. Today I want to share with you some clips from a recent live event where myself and Jim Morgan are going to talk about land and about cards being used on land and about totems and about buying more of these assets because we really think this is an interesting moment for Splinterlands history. So I hope you stick around for this one and you'll hear all things we think about the importance of land. Okay guys, have an amazing day. God bless.
But yeah, you said they were talking a bunch about land. I saw like 1.0, 1.5 relatively soon.
Yeah. Yeah. So very quick, because maybe most people know, but maybe some people won't. So within the next week, we should know by the end of February, which is 6 days away, we should have almost a white paper or at least a post kind of thing explaining the progression, the intention with card staking on land. And then, as I understand it, in the near future, I get the feeling it's like, I don't know exactly when, and I'm not sure they know exactly when, but I think within the next, by the end of this quarter, I think, is the intention to have cards being staked. That's like land 1.5. Now, wow. I think there's some, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think like within the next couple months is like the real vision. And so then, okay, well, how big is that? What does that look like if we can start staking cards onto the land? How important is that? And in that video, actually in the town hall, in the AMA portion, the question was like, Aggie says, he had said two things. One, like all the cards are not enough cards, like to put on land. And then he said there's going to be like for certain components of what land can do, there's the potential for like an infinite card staking mechanic. So they talked about how they're going to have like Praetoria. There's going to be a secret in the Praetoria, and those who, I guess, mine for that secret, who commit resources through cards being staked on your land, they're going to have the opportunity to kind of almost earn things toward that, it sounds like. And then also there's DEC stuff. I don't remember exactly how that works, but there's all these commitments around trying to invest and stake resources into land so that you are one of these people that is, I guess, achieving or striving to achieve this secret. And we don't even remember, they never even told us what this thing is, but it's big. They've been really clear. It's going to be massive. You're going to want to win it.
Give me just a sec.
What?
Give me just a minute.
Sure. And so then the card staking just like is, if that's going to be as desirable as it's being implied, the card staking mechanic there is just really exciting. And so for anybody who hasn't seen either the town hall or this video that I put out, we're talking around that topic because the team is telling you right now publicly in writing and in word that there aren't nearly enough cards. And so, man, I feel so like I trust that. The question is, does the audience, like, do you guys believe when Aggro says there's not enough cards? Do you guys believe that when they say the reward for Praetoria Secret is going to be like really special and we're going to want that? And if you have doubt over those, I guess, comments, then I could see, skepticism coming out of, the suggestion that you're going to want more cards. But if you believe those two assertions being brought by Aggro specifically, then I think that it's so bullish.
Yeah, I'm really excited for whatever the secret is. Mm-hmm. And I think it's based upon like the people of the land, right? So if you're putting forward, say, a lot more resources than someone else, you would get, was it percentage of the reward?
It was, yeah. It's some kind of bonus on production, like from what we can glean. It's not been clearly articulated. Mm-hmm. And they talked about how everyone will eventually unlock it, but those who receive it, who are putting the most effort toward, unlocking it, will unlock it first. Certain regions will unlock it one at a time, and one region will win it first, and then that region will benefit from that victory. And then the people who contributed the most to that victory within that region will receive certain titles that are powerful for some reason. And we don't fully understand what this means. I'm just giving you the generality that they shared to us. And then other regions will finish it, and eventually all regions will finish it and have access to that. But then if it's some sort of bonus, if it's some sort of like production bonus, for instance, then region 1 who had victory first is going to be able to enjoy that much longer than others. That, I think that's the heart of what we're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Come on. Hey, Dwayne, can we use gladiator cards on land? They spoke about this generally, and I don't know that we have 100% promise on this, but they said one thing, like the conversation was like, can we use them on land? And Agrod said, I don't really know. And then Nate spoke up and said, you know what might be cool? Because if we're going to have, we were told that we're going to have battle arenas in Pretoria, like in the land of Pretoria, will be battle arenas that we fight tournaments in within Splinterlands. And so then you, as a landowner, might have an arena on your plot of land that we all come to and fight on. And then Nate said, well, if that's going to be the case, because that is going to be the case. And Nate goes, well, if that's going to be the case, why wouldn't it make sense if gladiators could be put to work in those contexts within the arenas? And Agrod had never thought that before based on his response, but he loved the idea. So I think that's where we're going with that. But that's not 100% yet. On a lighter note, I love the comments about Secret of Pretoria. Sounds like a fancy romance novel, or a earlier I saw that it sounds like a perfume from somebody. I love that. When I heard Aggie talk about it in the town hall, he called it he almost called it Victoria's Secret, which made me laugh too. Gathering, good to see you, buddy. Want to know more details on the infinite staking? How will that work? 100%, dude. This is, like, Gathering's question kind of cuts to the core of my worldview within this game. It's like, are there problems with Splinterlands? Of course. Are there ways that we can strive to improve the economy, the card distribution, the player experience? Yes. And we should strive after that. But then if you have some belief and confidence that those things are being pursued, maybe not resolved, but pursued, and I believe that the team is actively pursuing those things, new game player experience, thinking through the tokenomics and also the card distribution. I believe they're considering all of those issues, and I just want to sit back and trust them in that. And then simultaneously, I want to look at comments like Gathering and say, this is it, man. Like, tell me more about this infinite staking business, because this is where, my opportunity comes alive, where like, I don't need to worry about what someone else is doing or, how they're exploiting. Like, I can be like, there's ways, if this is real, quote unquote, infinite staking on land. And I heard Hawks21 talk about, we don't even know really how meaningful the reward will be for that process, but if the infinite staking is truly infinite, first of all, and then if the reward that you get out of infinite staking is substantial and desirable, those are two questions, then you have to begin to believe that truly a large amount of cards will be put into it. And that's where like the rental market gets turned upside down and profits on your cards go through the roof and card appreciation shoots up because rental card prices are shooting up. And so it's like, that's where my attention goes, not, hey man, like they're doing something over there with bot farms. It just, I don't see the value in that conversation. And I see so much value in setting up myself for my next step.
I wanted to start working on getting my collection back, and also now maybe get some land. I don't think I want to get a lot of land. Probably put like, I don't know, get a couple, and then kind of wait till they come out with the extra stuff. But if I was gonna go deep into land, I'd want to buy a tract. So, yeah,
very reasonably priced. It feels like 11,000 has kind of been a floor. Now we have seen some go for about 8, but when they get listed, they get bought. Rare. And so it feels like 10 is kind of a floor for land. If you're interested in land, and I am, it feels as though like it's been a year and a half of it bleeding out. And now we actually have some sense of, what's it called? I guess, realization of it. Like, to actually, it's actually going to start to be real in the coming
Hmm.
weeks. So
Hmm.
I'm particularly interested, in part because of it's becoming real, and in part because it really feels like there's been a floor to the price.
Yeah.
But you're have you bought any plots of land recently? Do you own any at all?
I don't have any right now.
Mm-hmm.
The one I got from Steve a while ago, I liquidated it to get another license.
Mm.
So I was like, okay, that's one of my priorities that I had then. And I don't really know how I feel about it right now. I do think that it's still long term a good pickup, but I also really want to get into land, which I think long term is a good pickup.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, do I consider liquidating and kind of putting it towards that?
Mm.
And I don't know. I don't know.
Man, I'm starting to think about totems. Like, and I feel as though I kind of
Mhm.
missed the boat, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, if I could,
Dude, those totems are nuts.
I do want, I do want totems, but
I think here it's kind of they seem ridiculously priced if you were going to buy them on here. Because
mm,
I think on Tribal or on the Hive market, it's going for cheaper, quite a bit cheaper. Uh,
totem. Let's look at a common totem.
Common.
$20 for a common,
What
and
is it over
24
24?
rare.
So
What's a rare go for?
20% more.
Yeah, that's pretty normal for just because it's so easy to deal with. There's an extra 51 for the rare over here, and then you got 95, dude.
Oh, oh.
So it pays to understand this stuff. Like you come probing over here, you get, and it must be. Or hang on a second. So there's a sell order
What?
for. It might just because that's the last price doesn't mean that that's what they're selling for.
Yeah.
So 194 is the ask, and so you times that by 46 cents.
There's there's just not enough.
46 cents. So 200 times by 46 cents. So you're talking $92 actually. So in fact, but see what happened was, and what could happen is if you came in here and placed a bid for 111 and somebody who has a rare decides to sell into you, that's where you get these opportunities, but I guess can you not, you can put low bids out here too, can't you? Let me see.
Mm,
I go rare. I go,
I don't
no,
think there's any like set
right.
amount that people are buying it at.
No, you
Is that what
can't.
you're talking about?
In here, you can't place a ask or a bid. And if for people who don't know markets, like to say a bid is like, I'm declaring to the community, I would be willing to pay $60. I could in Hive Engine, you can do that, but on Splinterlands marketplace, you
Yeah.
cannot. You just have to. You this guy is selling one. If you want it, you can buy it. That's how it works over here.
Yeah. I know the totems are going to be really nice, but I'm also picking up gold
Mhm.
foil cards because those are going to be really good for the lands as well.
Dude, yes,
So
please. Gimme, gimme, gimme.